I never wanted to return to the house where my uncle disappeared. But after he was declared dead, the property fell to me, and I needed the money. So I drove 3 hours into a forest so dense, the sunlight turned green before it hit the ground. The house looked smaller than I remember. Old wood, peeling paint, windows like dead eyes. But the strangest part wasn't the look. It was the sound. The house was breathing. A slow, drawn-out inhale, then a shaky exhale. Just faint enough that I thought I imagined it. Just loud enough that I knew I didn't. I unlocked the door. A wave of warm air brushed past me, like a house sighed as I entered. Inside, everything was exactly how my uncle left it. Chairs slightly pulled out, a mug still on the table, coat on the hook, as if he had stepped outside for a moment and never returned. I called out his name. Uncle Ray? My voice echoed through the empty rooms. No answer. That night, I tried to sleep in the guest room, but the breathing returned. Not from outside, not from inside the room, from inside the walls. Long, slow breaths, moving through the house like lungs filling with air. The walls expanded and relaxed. The floorboards rose and fell. I pressed my palm to the wall. It was warm, almost feverish. At 2 a.m., I heard a knock. 3 slow taps from inside the wall behind my bed. Then a whisper, something dry and soft, like skin sliding over skin. ... leave. I froze. My body screamed to run, but curiosity chained me to the floor. Who's there? I whispered back. Silence. Then the whisper again. It's hungry. The breathing grew louder, deeper. Close enough that I felt hot air brush against my ear, though nothing stood beside me. I left the room and slept in my car until sunrise. The next morning, I searched the house for vents, pipes, anything that could explain the noise. But the house had no vents, no ducts, no furnace. Then I found something else. A thin vertical crack in the hallway wall, like a hidden doorframe that had been sealed shut. When I placed my ear against it, I heard muffled movement, a shifting of weight, a scrape like someone dragging fingers along wood. I stepped back. The breathing was louder here. I grabbed a crowbar from the shed. If something was inside that wall, I needed to know. I wedged the crowbar into the crack, pulled. The wall groaned. Not like wood, like something alive being cut open. When the section finally broke loose, I expected dust, rot, maybe mice. What I got was a dark, narrow chamber. A man-sized space running vertically between the walls. And inside, it were scratch marks. Hundreds of them. Deep gouges in every direction. Someone had been trapped in there. Then I found the object on the floor. A faded notebook. My uncle's handwriting. I read the first page. The house breathes. The house eats. It will not let me leave. Page after page was filled with frantic writing. It shifts at night. The rooms change. I hear it moving beneath the floor. Something lives under the house. Something that needs us to stay. The last entry sent chills crawling across my skin. It is opening the walls. It wants me inside. I slammed the notebook shut. That was when I heard the footsteps overhead. Slow, deliberate, not like creaking house sounds. These were footsteps. I backed away as the steps descended the stairs one by one. They stopped just outside the hallway. I didn't breathe. The breathing of the house did. Suddenly, the light bulbs flickered. The walls pulsed, expanding like ribs stretching around a lungful of air. A voice emerged from behind the hallway wall, my uncle's voice. Help me. I felt tears sting my eyes. Uncle Ray? Where are you? His voice grew louder, desperate. Help me. It's eating me. Don't let it. A deep rumble cut him off. Like growling. The walls tightened around me, their surface stretching as if something inside pushed outward, a face pressing against the wallpaper, mouth wide in a soundless scream. I ran for the front door. But when I grabbed the handle, it twisted in my hand and turned into a smooth, seamless metal. The door was gone. The wood around it reshaped, sealing shut like skin healing over a wound. The house had trapped me. I sprinted to the kitchen and threw open every drawer, searching for a knife, anything. The breathing quickened, matching the panic in my chest. The ceiling bulged downward, beams bending as if something crawled above me. Then I heard crawling behind the walls. Fast, scuttling, like dozens of limbs scraping wood. Something slammed from inside the wall, so hard that plates rattled in the cabinets. And then, a wet, gurgling voice whispered behind me. "Stay." I spun around. The wallpaper was stretching outward behind the sink, forming the vague outline of a human figure. My uncle's voice again. "Don't run. It smells fear. Stay still." I didn't listen. I bolted for the back door. It was gone too. The house's breathing grew ragged, frantic. It was excited, hungry. The floor beneath me rippled like muscle tissue. I fell to my knees, fingers sinking slightly into the surface, as if the floorboards were softening. I screamed. I grabbed a broken chair leg and hammered at the window. The glass cracked, but didn't shatter. The cracks healed themselves right before my eyes. That's when the voice behind me whispered again. But this time it wasn't my uncle. This voice was deeper, older, starving. "You came back just like he did." The walls peeled open, not like doors, like a wound splitting. Inside the cavity, amid the shadows, I saw movement. A twisting shape. Limbs jointed wrong. Skin stretched thin like wax. Eyes, dozens of them. They blinked all at once. "Come inside," it whispered. A skeletal arm shot out and grabbed my ankle. I kicked, screaming, slamming the chair leg into the wall flesh. It let go, shrieking in a voice like tearing wood. I ran. Not toward a door, not toward a window. Toward the place no one thinks to look, the attic ladder. As I climbed, the stairs stretched downward, trying to pull me back. But I reached the top, slid inside, slammed the attic door closed. Darkness, silence, then a faint breathing behind me. Slow, deep, patient. I turned and saw my uncle, or what was left of him. Thin as a corpse, eyes sunken, skin pale and stretched like the house had been drinking him for years. "It wants you now," he croaked. "It feeds on us. It grows with us. Don't let it take you too." "How do I get out?" I whispered. He smiled a cracked, hopeless smile. "You don't." Then he dissolved into the attic floor, pulled under like quicksand, swallowed. I heard the house inhale sharply. Its walls bulged upward, reaching for me, stretching like arms. I knew I had seconds. I grabbed the old lantern sitting in the corner and smashed it on the floor. Flames erupted. The house shrieked a sound so violent it rattled my bones. I crawled toward the attic window, coughing through the smoke. This window didn't heal. Maybe the house wasn't used to anyone reaching this high. I smashed through and tumbled onto the roof. Then I jumped. I didn't look back until I reached the tree line. The house writhed, its structure pulsing like an injured animal, flames rolling through its walls like veins glowing from within. It breathed one last time. Then it collapsed. That was 2 months ago. I moved far away, far from any forest, far from that nightmare. But last night, while I was trying to sleep, I heard something familiar. A slow inhale, a shaky exhale, coming from the walls. I think the house found me. Or maybe I never truly left.